Today we're playing a combo deck that uses Axebane Guardian freed from the real to make infinite mana before we win with infinite damage. Anyway, here's WONDERWALL. Let's begin by thanking Leon Bayer Stoltenberg for today's donation deck. Leon, thank you. And Leon is a member of our Combo Cabal tier, which comes with 1 hour of coaching every month, but also a free donation deck. And Leon cashed that in to see Walls Combo because Leon knows that I'm a huge fan of the combo deck. And recently I mentioned in a video that I don't upload it because whenever I do upload Creature Combo to the channel, it just doesn't perform well. So if you enjoyed this, make sure to share it with your friends. Let's have it succeed by getting a lot of eyeballs on it. And I actually own this deck, Japanese foil, and like 65% signed. I really am a Walls enthusiast, but for some reason people just don't like watching the deck. But I'm going to play it for you today. And the quick and short of it is this deck is an Axebane Guardian deck. We're looking to combine this card along with Freed from the Real and then Galvanic Alchemist to make infinite mana. Once you have infinite mana, you can likely channel Drift of Phantasms to go get Scholar of Athreos and drain your opponent for infinite life. That's the idea behind the deck. That said, you also have Overgrown Battlement as a backup version of Axebane Guardian, but Overgrown Battlement only makes green mana, so you need to filter that with the Irachi Leafcaller, which is another way that you can get that blue mana in order to untap with Freed from the Real or the Galvanic Alchemist. So I've made a pretty big change to the deck today that might upset some people. I cut the backup win condition. I think the only thing you need is Scholar of Athreos, and a lot of people run more than one because they'll choose to run something like Valakut Invoker, which dies to Blue Elemental Blast, or some other card. And I don't think you need to do that because this card is just good enough on its own. And if for some reason it gets permanently exiled, and I say permanently exiled because you do have Reaping the Graves to get it back if it's discarded. And if this is exiled some way, you can draw your entire deck using Third Path Savant, and then give all of your creatures haste using Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort, and then just play a bunch of Sagu Wildlings, Generous Sense, and then even things like Quarian Ranger, and then just attack. You don't actually need something like Secret Door in order to win. And I think Secret Door is trash. Online, it's 1,000,000 clicks to deal 1 damage, but also it's 1 blue mana. 1 blue mana is actually not easy to make. The only things that do it in the deck are the Ceruli Caretaker and then Axebane Guardian. So you have this 1-drop in your deck that some people like to pretend is like a stall in the early game, but it's only a stall at earliest turn 2. And I feel like it's not even reliable then. So I've decided to just completely cut the Secret Door, and instead I'm playing a 3rd copy of Sagu Wildling, which is great in your deck with only 12 lands. We play 12 basic forests, and then 6 ways between the Sagu Wildling and Generous Sense to go get those forests. So another change, which I have not played because I haven't uploaded this deck in a while due to it not being successful view count wise, is that there's no Llanowar Elves, there's no Avacyn's Pilgrim, nothing like that. And the idea is that instead you're running the Sagu Wildling and Generous Sense. This solves 2 problems with the deck. One, sometimes you get mana flooded and you only have Overgrown Battlement and Axebane Guardian. Now you have these big creatures that you can put onto the battlefield and beat your opponent's face in with. The other thing is, against the burn deck, they would kill your Avacyn's Pilgrim or whatever, and then you would get stuck on 1 land because you're a 12-land deck. And then you never get to the point where you can play Axebane Guardian. Yeah, that hurts, obviously. But if you have these cards that just go and get basic lands, you can just build up the 3 lands, play your Axebane Guardian. And then from there, later on, you can actually just play Generous Sense, a card that gains life versus the burn deck. So this top-end plan is actually very, very good in your worst matchups. So I like this quite a bit. Yeah, your Goldfish speed is a little bit worse without something like Avacyn's Pilgrim or Llanowar Elves, but I think that's okay if you have a more consistent and more resilient deck. So that's the idea of what we're playing today. Let me know what you think of my updated deck list in the comment section down below. Really, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure to share it with your friends, and I'll see everyone in match number 1. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com patreon.com/donation-dex. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1 with Pauper Walls. We're on the play. We keep these. Basic Forest, go. Bryant Cook, known enjoyer of the Basic Forest. On their end step, I'll likely cycle the Generous End. Here we go. So the reason to cycle the Generous End is that it guarantee gives you the ability to Axebane Guardian on turn 3. And if you draw a 1-drop, you can play it next turn off of the Wall of Roots. So I'm just optimizing for success here. And we do draw a 1-drop. We'll play the Wall of Roots, and then make a green, play the Quirion Ranger, pass the turn. Oh, I thought that was going to be cycle a creature, and I was going to say, oh no, we're facing the greatest Pauper deck of all time, but it's just Affinity instead. Okay, so they play a Vault of Whispers, Refurbish Familiar. Could probably get rid of the Forest here. Another Refurbish Familiar. I think I'll get rid of the Shield Wall Sentinel. It's a close call between that and the Winding Way. Alright, we'll pick up a Forest, replay it, Axebane Guardian, pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have any removal spells. 2 mana here. For a Reckoner's Bargain. Okay, no removal. That's a good sign. And now a Thought Cast. So with a really good Winding Way, we have the opportunity to win the game here. No blocks. Reaping the Graves. Not a great draw. We'll play the Winding Way. We'll say creature. Okay, what can we do? Make a green. We'll use the Axebane Guardian to make a few green here. We'll play the Overgrown Battlement and Quirion Ranger. And now we can use the Ranger and untap the Axebane Guardian. And now we have 4 mana. Maybe I'm supposed to just wait a turn. We'll play another Axebane Guardian. I could Reaping the Graves for the Shield Wall Sentinel, but that sort of gives away everything, and I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to just pass. I guess I can attack for 1. Your turn. Play number 4. They swing, I'll go to 12. No other play. Interesting. We'll play the land. Let's use Axebane Guardian. We'll do blue, white, black, green, 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 green. Whoops, cancel. Now we'll tap the Overgrown Battlement. Let's play Scholar, and then Third Path Savant, and then Reaping the Graves on Shield Wall Sentinel and Generous End. We'll use Axebane Guardian, make a bunch of green, play the Generous End, and then we'll use a Quirion Ranger to untap the Overgrown Battlement. Tap again, we'll play the Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes, and now we'll go grab Drift of Phantasms. I could have tried to push a win this turn, and I'm aware of that. But our opponent could be playing Cast Down or something, and I don't see a point to just shoving and losing. So I'm choosing to not do that. We'll attack for 2. Pass the turn. End step Sewer Valence Cam. Okay. They tap the Generous End. They find a red source. Interesting. They're going to choose the swing. Let's untap the Generous End to pick up a Forest. Go to blocks. Eat one of these Refurbished Familiars alive. They Reckoner's Bargain, so they'll gain 4 life here. I'll take 2 down to 10. I think we'll just go to my turn. I realize that I could use Quirion Ranger on their turn. I just don't know if I want to. They're at 21. Let's begin with a Winding Way. Creature. That could have been better. Double Lead the Stampede to the graveyard. We'll make some more green mana. We'll play an Overgrown Battlement. Make some blue mana. Drift of Phantasms. We'll grab Galvanic Alchemist. We'll Soul Bond onto the Axebane Guardian. Now we have infinite mana. Alright, and they concede. We got a little lucky that they did not have any red mana for most of that game. I kind of like Tamiyo Safekeeping here. It helps you beat Kirk Clan Shaman, but also Galvanic Blast and things like that. We also want the Mass Vandal. We'd probably get rid of Tinderwall here. I wonder if I'm supposed to shave like a couple copies of Winding Way if I'm going to bring in Tamiyo Safekeeping. I don't necessarily hate that. I'd probably also shave a couple copies of Quirion Ranger if we're facing a Kark Clan Shaman deck. I'm at a loss of what to board out now. I think it's probably just the remaining 2 Winding Ways. It's either that or the Quirion Rangers. You could also board down to like 1 Arachi Leafcaller. Basically, I'm just trying to make the deck more resilient to Kark Clan Shaman. Maybe 1 Shield Wall Sentinel and like 1 Arachi Leafcaller. We'll do this. Unfortunately, no lands. We'll keep. Get rid of Drift of Phantasms. Actually, let's get rid of land 3. I'm on the draw. Maybe we'll draw into another one. I don't necessarily need 4. They have a turn 1 bridge. Forest pass. They play Vault of Whispers into Refurbished Familiar. I think it likely has to be the Drift of Phantasms. We'll play the Forest, and now I'm feeling really dumb for bottoming the third land. We'll say Creature. Well, we hit. Get rid of the Tuk Rebel Fort. They play a Bridge and another Refurbished Familiar. We'll get rid of another Drift of Phantasms. I'm at 18. We did not draw the third land, and I'm regretting every decision I've ever made right now. Although I do think if I had kept a third land, I probably would have discarded it to Refurbished Familiar, to be fair. Ichor Wellspring. And now a Seat of the Synod, Mere Enforcer. They swing, I'll go to 14. They have 3 cards in their hand. We'll play another copy of Overgrown Battlement. Pass the turn. So they have 8 in the air. That would put me to 6. I think I'm going to 6. My hand is very clunky. A third Refurbished Familiar. Oh no. I think it has to be a Lead the Stampede. Alright, we have 4 mana here. Things are not looking good. So I'm likely dead to a Galvanic Blast, and I can't afford to play around it anyway. I need to Tamiyo Safekeeping at some point. We'll cycle the Generous End. Let's go grab another land. Play the land. And then play Axebane Guardian. They have a Sewer Valence Cam. This seems like a good time to use the Tamiyo Safekeeping. And then we'll play another Axebane Guardian. Because now if they use the Sewer Valence Cam on their turn, I still have an Axebane Guardian I'm untapping with. But I only win this game if our opponent has no Galvanic Blast. Or any other removal. They used the Sewer Valence Cam and they tapped the red mana, which is really shocking. But I'm actually dead to another Sewer Valence Cam. Please don't have it. And they do. Okay. The mulligan this game killed us. Alright, so we lose game number 2. Now we're off to game 3. No changes. On the play. Sure. Seems delightful. So we need our opponent to not open up with like triple Refurbished Familiar for the third game. That is what I need here. We do not have a 1 mana card to go get a land this game. Or a 1-drop, unfortunately. They have a turn 1 Bridge. I think we'll play the Overgrown Battlement. Pass. Next turn we can play Wall of Roots, tap the Overgrown Battlement, and then in theory play a 3-drop. They extract a Confession on the Overgrown Battlement. We'll use the Sagu Wildling to go get land 3. And I think we're just going to go after their mana. Mass Vandal, target your bridge, eat the creature. Your turn. They have another bridge, and Nile Spellbomb. Land number 4. We can play Wall of Roots into Lead the Stampede, or even just Axebane Guardian. Let's play the Axebane Guardian. Swing. They have land number 3, Refurbished Familiar, that hurts. Get rid of the Mass Vandal, and an Ultra Monitor. Reaping the Graves, a little weird with the Nile Spellbomb in play. Lead the Stampede. We get to pick up 3 here. Play the Quirion Ranger. Tap the Axebane Guardian. Green, green. We'll use the Wall of Roots. Play another Axebane Guardian. Untap Axebane Guardian, pick up a forest. Replay the land. Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. We'll grab Drift of Phantasms. Pass the turn. They have 5 in the air here. This will knock me down to 15. And a second Nile Spellbomb, sure. 2 cards in their hand. Why do I have to have Reaping the Graves in my hand? Jeez. We'll make some blue mana. Part of me wonders if I should just get another Lead the Stampede. Transmute. Like, is it crazy here to grab another Lead the Stampede? Because infinite mana doesn't do me any good, so I think I should grab another Lead the Stampede. I'll play it. This looks like a 5-er. Let's go. Play the Forest. Use the Wall of Roots. We'll play Overgrown Battlement. Use the Quirion Ranger. Untap the Axebane Guardian. Make more mana. We'll play another Wall of Roots. Quirion Ranger. Arachi Leafcaller. We'll tap this Axebane Guardian. More green mana. And I'll just play a Sagu Wildling. Back up to 18. And we will go to combat. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the Shield Sentinel just entered. Alright, attack for 2. Pass the turn. Oh no, it has Defender. It didn't just enter. Whoops. I forgot that this thing has Defender. That's my bad. They have another Sewer Valence Cam. This can tap the Sagu Wildling. And it does. And they're going to use a Nile Spellbomb. If they didn't have a second Spellbomb, I would Reaping the Graves here. But it's just not something... It's not a wise move with double Nile Spellbomb. Another Refurbished Familiar. We'll get rid of a forest. They play a land. 1 card still in their hand. They attack for 3. I'm at 15. We drew another land. Beatdown time. Let's go. Swing. They do not block. They're at 10. Pass the turn. They play a Thoughtcast. Picker Wellspring. They're going to swing out. Interesting. I will untap the Sagu Wildling. Move to blocks. Eat up a Refurbished Familiar. I'll take 5 down to 10. They found the Kirk Clan Shaman. No! And they have the Toxin Analysis. Brutal. They're going to use it for 1. Oh, that's all they have to use it for due to the Toxin Analysis. So I'll lose my entire board here. Is there anything I can do? I don't think so. The second Spellbomb is going to beat me. Reaping the Graves. They should use the Spellbomb here. And they do. Brutal. Just devastating. And they went all the way up to 21 life. I think this game is over. It's a rough one. Yeah, we lose. We are 0-1 to start off this Pauper League. Packs.com is the new way to open your favorite cards. It's a site where you open digital packs of trading cards like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and One Piece cards, and have the cards you open mailed quickly and securely to you. With a wide range of packs to choose from, such as the latest Magic sets, Kaladesh Inventions, or even Beta. I'm going to open a Beta pack. What's great about Packs.com is you can see all of the cards and their odds of being opened in each pack. Now it's time to open one and see what I get. Come on, Black Lotus! If you don't like what you opened, you could sell it back instantly for more packs, or sell it and pick a specific card from the marketplace over at packs.com/market. If you want to check out packs.com, make sure to click the link in the description of this video and use code STORM5 when making a purchase for 5% extra on your first purchase. Let's try to bounce back in match number 2 on the play. This person, in my experience in the past, has played a lot of mono red, which is what I'm going to put them on today. This hand doesn't play Magic. This one kind of plays Magic. We'll keep. And I think you're supposed to get rid of the Drift of Phantasms. We'll use Sagu Wildling to go grab another land here. Pass the turn. That is not a basic mountain. Mono white heroic. Okay. Overgrown Battlement. Pass the turn. They play a Guiding Voice. Sure. No blocks. And now they pump up their creature again. I'm at 15. We'll cycle Generous Ent. Go grab another forest. And now we'll play the Axebane Guardian and hope that I'm not dead. They play a Sentinel's Eyes and a Homestead Courage, and now they attack for 7. No blocks. Alright, so I think we've got it. Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. Maybe I'm wrong. If I had kept the Drift of Phantasms, this would have been a win. But instead I kept Shield Wall Sentinel, so it's not. That's probably my own fault. We'll grab the Drift of Phantasms. So the question is, am I supposed to play the Shield Wall Sentinel as a second blocker? Yeah, if I kept the Drift of Phantasms on the mulligan, this would have been a win this turn, so that's definitely my own fault. I thought there wasn't much of a difference between the two, but I was just wrong. We'll play Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. And I'll grab like Tinderwall. Pass. They play a creature. They swing. I will block. Not dead. It looks like I am not punished for my mistake. We'll make some blue. Actually, hold on. Tinderwall. We'll make some blue. Green. Transmute. We'll grab Freed from the Real. Enchant our creature. Untap. Show them that we have lethal. If they want me to continue to play it out, I can. And they are not interested. Okay, so we get game number 1 despite my misplay. Mono white heroic. I wonder if we even sideboard for this matchup. Maybe Healer of the Glade is just a speed bump. We'll probably shave like a Lead the Stampede or 2, just because this is a speed matchup, not a value matchup. So I think Lead the Stampede gets worse. We probably don't need the Reaping the Graves. We likely don't need the Third Path Savant here either, so we'll try this out. Another no land mulligan. Okay. Sure, I'll keep. Get rid of a forest. A remote farm. Spicy. Early Caretaker. 3 mana on turn 2. They play a heroic creature and now an ethereal armor. And a Sentinel's Eyes. That is a big creature. We'll play the forest. Overgrown Battlement. Tap for a green. We'll play another Cerulean Caretaker and pass. They play another creature and a Hyena Umbra. Sure. I'll take 6. I'll go to 14. Healer of the Glade. Okay. We'll play Healer. I'll go up to 17. We'll tap for a green. Play the Quirion Ranger. Tap Overgrown Battlement. We'll play Axebane Guardian. And now we'll use Quirion Ranger to untap the Overgrown Battlement. Replay the land. Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. I'll pick up a Drift of Phantasms. and we'll pass. The one downside of boarding out the Reaping the Graves is I do lose the ability to chain Drift of Phantasms into a win. Another Hyena Umbra, sure. They swing. We'll untap the Healer of the Glade and then throw it right under the bus. So I'll take 7 down to 10. Let's see what the draw is. Sagu Wildling. We'll tap the Axebane Guardian. Take a bunch of blue here. Use the Overgrown Battlement. We'll transmute Drift of Phantasms. I wonder if I'm supposed to just grab one of my remaining Lead the Stampedes here. This is not lethal if they're thinking about conceding. So I could go get infinite mana, but that doesn't actually win here. So I think it is Lead the Stampede. And then we'll play it. That is not lethal either. I will transmute again. Go grab another Lead the Stampede. We'll play it. Okay. We'll make a green. Play another Cerulean Caretaker. Untap the Axebane Guardian. Make a bunch of mana. We'll play Sagu Wildling. And then we'll play another Overgrown Battlement. Pass the turn. Yeah, boarding out the Reaping the Graves might have cost me this game if I don't draw out of it, because I've used both my Lead the Stampedes. So I can't transmute for another one. Like, I can go get infinite mana, but I don't have the win yet. We'll block, another land. We'll play the Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. It actually doesn't grab much here. I guess I'll grab Drift of Phantasms. I mean, I do have a lot of mana here, so maybe I can just start scholaring the old-fashioned way. We'll transmute, grab the Scholar of Athreos. We'll play it. Tap Overgrown Battlement. We'll play the Sagu Wildling. Make a green. Untap the Axebane Guardian. Make more mana. Barachi Leafcaller. And now we'll activate a couple times. Alright, they're at 16 and I am at 20. Pass the turn. They play another Skyguard. I'll throw the Sagu Wildling in front of the larger Skyguard. Oh, I forgot to block the Trailblazer. Whoops. In my head, it was just something I was going to do, and then I forgot to do it. Ah, Bryant, what are you doing? Untap the Oh, cancel. We'll float a green. Untap the Axebane Guardian. What are you doing, Bryant? Come on. Just throw away 9 life. And then we'll use Cerulean Caretaker and Scholar again. Go to my turn. They're at 13. Galvanic Alchemist, finally. Alright, even my punts can't cost me games in this match. Poor opponent. I'm just playing like garbage and they're still winning. Up until now, that is. Or I'm still winning. Jeez, I can't even talk. Okay, so despite my less than stellar play, we won match number 2, and we're now 1-1.
Building a new deck usually means getting hit with a dozen different shipping fees from a dozen different sellers. It adds up fast, and honestly, it's the worst part of buying cards. That's why I switched to Card Trader Zero. You shop their global marketplace, but instead of having every seller ship to you, they ship to Card Trader's hub first. Card Trader then packs everything into a single shipment for you, and it saves a small fortune on shipping fees. This package from Card Trader just arrived. These are 4 Dark Rituals that came from 4 different sellers, but they all arrived in one envelope, and every card was quality checked by the Card Trader team before it hit my door. Check out the link in the description to try Card Trader Zero's optimizer for yourself. Stop paying for multiple shipments and get just one.
Round number 3. I'm going to try to play a little bit better this time. We're on the draw and I will keep. Looks like Affinity again, unfortunately. A very tough matchup. I think I'll play the turn 1 Cerulean Caretaker. I already have the second land. They play a Swamp. Is this the Madness Burn deck? Black Mage's Rod. Likely Affinity still. Play the land. I think I'm supposed to Winding Way here. Well, I guess if I cycle Generous Scent on the end step, I get a guaranteed Axebane Guardian next turn, so maybe I just pass. Another Swamp. So this should not be Affinity. Another Black Mage's Rod. Okay. And now a Lightning Bolt. They kill my Cerulean Caretaker. And I'll take 2 down to 15. They have 3 cards in their hand. We'll cycle the Generous Scent. Go grab another Forest. Play the Axebane Guardian. Pass the turn. Tithing Blade. That hurts. Another Bridge. They have 2 cards. They swing. I'll go to 9. Running out of time quickly here. Overgrown Battlement. Quirion Ranger. Pass. Reckoner's Bargain. I'm at 7. They play another land. Another Tithing Blade. Probably has to sacrifice the Quirion Ranger. They do not attack. Weird choice. We'll play Winding Way. Creature. We hit 1. There's 3 forests on top. Okay, you got me. We'll go to game 2. We'll bring in Healer of the Glade, Cameo Safekeeping, Honestly, Mass Vandal doesn't seem terrible here, but I'm not sure if that's actually something I want to bring in. Probably get rid of the Tinder Walls. I mean, Mass Vandal actually does seem good here. Board out the Winding Ways. Maybe a Shield Wall Sentinel. One Arachi Leafcaller, and I'm still at 64. I'm way over the amount that I should have. There's a lot of cards coming in here. I'll board out 2 Quarian Rangers. Maybe the Tuk Tuk Rebel Fort. I don't see myself having a big combo turn in this matchup where I need that. Maybe that's a card I could have boarded out in a previous matchup as well. I think I'm going to do like 1 Wall of Roots. I like Wall of Roots, but I am boarding in other blockers like Healer of the Glade and Mass Vandal. So I think that's a card that is more, you know, fluid here. On the play, we will keep Forest into Sagu Wildling to go grab another basic forest. Pass. They have a swamp. I think we're going to play Healer of the Glade into Cerulean Caretaker, because if I just run out the Overgrown Battlement, it could get hit by Tithing Blade, and I don't want that to happen. And if I wait a turn and they don't Tithing Blade me, next turn I'll have Tamiyo Safekeeping for the Battlement open. They play another forest, or I'm sorry, another swamp. We'll play the Overgrown Battlement. Swing for 1. Great Furnace. Dark Clan Shaman. That's not annoying. I guess the upside is they only have 1 artifact here. Another land. We'll tap the Battlement. Play the Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. Grab Axebane Guardian. And now I'll just attack for 1. I'm worried about them running out a bunch of artifacts and wiping my board at once, which is why I'm not playing the other copy of Cerulean Caretaker. And now they have a bridge. We draw another Drift of Phantasms. Play the Axebane Guardian. Attack for 1. Pass the turn. Ichor Spring, that's their 3rd artifact. Refurbish Familiar. Okay. We'll get rid of the Cerulean Caretaker. And they have the Galvanic Blast. So I can Tamiyo Safekeeping here, but then they can sacrifice the 3 artifacts and wipe the board. And I'm stuck with double Drift of Phantasms in my hand. Tamiyo Safekeeping. And they're going to wipe my board. Oh, they could have killed the Overgrown Battlement and they didn't. Okay. They still have 6 cards in their hand. Pass. They do nothing. We draw a 3rd Drift of Phantasms. Refurbish Familiar is back. Lead the Stampede. Hey, that's a 5-er. Love that. So we'll tap this for 1. We'll play Quarian Ranger. Untap the Overgrown Battlement. And now I can play Cerulean Caretaker. Pass the turn. They swing for 2. I'll go to 21. They have a basic mountain. They Fanatical Offering. Weird that they sacrificed the Refurbish Familiar, but maybe they have their reasons. And a Black Mage's Rod. Okay. We'll begin by playing Healer of the Glade. The Overgrown Battlement only taps for 2, so 3, 4. I could play the Generous End. I think it's probably the move. We'll play Generous End. Pass the turn. I probably could have attacked with a Quarian Ranger. I'm not sure. I probably should have. That's 1 point of damage I missed out on. And step will sacrifice the food token. We'll go up to 27. Attack with Generous End. We're going to block. Fanatical Offering, sure. We'll tap the Overgrown Battlement. Play the Sagu Wildling as a creature. Untap the Overgrown Battlement. Replay the land. Axebane Guardian. Pass the turn. And step the Reckoner's Bargain again. They Galvanic Blast my Sagu Wildling. I think I'm okay to let that die. It does signify that they probably have another Kark Clan Shaman. And they do. They play another Swamp. And a Tithing Blade. I would like to untap my Overgrown Battlement. So they're going to try to sacrifice their entire board here to make me sacrifice my Generous End. We're going to let one of these resolve. And I will give Axebane Guardian protection from everything. Well, Hexproof and Indestructible, etc. So then the question becomes, do you keep the Axebane Guardian or do you keep the Generous End? I think you keep the Generous End. I know it's crazy, but I think you're more likely to win with a 5-7 at this point. Because if I keep the Axebane Guardian, they can just, in my upkeep, Lightning Bolt it. We'll play Lead the Stampede. This gets 2. Get in there. Another Tithing Blade. Brutal. 5 cards still in their hand. Wall of Roots. They play a Mirror Enforcer. Still 5 cards in their hand. Pass. And step they Fanatical Offering. And now they have a Blood Fountain. Oh no. Another Mirror Enforcer. They reveal Galvanic Blast to their map. I think we've lost this. I know that I made a few small misplays here, but I don't know if it actually mattered. We'll play Mass Vandal. Eat the 5/5. The Reckoner's Bargain. Pass the turn. They use the Blood Fountain to get back double Refurbished Familiar. Okay. I mean, Drift of Phantasms doesn't do anything anymore. I mean, technically it's a flying blocker, but I don't think that's a winning line. We know that they have Galvanic Blast in their hand. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. I have to get rid of it at some point. They have a Lightning Bolt. Their list has so much removal in it. I don't know if it ever mattered. And now they have a Nile Spellbomb and a Fairy Macabre, sure. We will play Sagu Wildling. They use the Galvanic Blast. I guess I'll take it. I don't know. I go to 16. They play Ichor Wellspring and Reckoner's Bargain. I just think any Clan Shaman matchup is next to unwinnable. It's really tough to win. I don't think my misplays here, no matter how small they were, actually had much of a difference or much of an impact. Our opponent's deck list was just really, really set up to crush us, and that's what they did. So now we are 1-2. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 4 on the play. This seems fine. Keep. So these are the sort of hands that I was trying to describe in the deck tech, where if this was a Llanowar Elves or an Avacyn's Pilgrim, and you play a turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim, and then it eats to a Lava Dart or a Lightning Bolt, your deck does nothing the rest of the game because you're a 12 land deck. Here you're able to go grab a forest and just keep on playing spells over and over. So the Llanowar Elves or Avacyn's Pilgrim is very good when your opponents aren't playing removal because they allow you to accelerate faster into Axebane Guardian. But how often is that actually the case? And I realize that this league I have not played perfectly. I'm very rusty. Like, I don't think I've played this deck in almost a year. But I also don't get to play a whole lot of Paper Magic with 2 small kids at home. But it's tough because you want to be fast, but you also want to be resilient. And I don't think that the 1-mana 1/1s allow you to be resilient. They have a mountain into Voldaren Epicure. We will cycle Generous Ascent. Land number 3, not bad. We'll play Overgrown Battlement, pass the turn. So we have the things we need for infinite mana, but we have nothing to do with that infinite mana. Alright, so it looks like they're on the Rakdos Madness burn deck. They play a Highway Robbery, discarding Sneaky Snacker most likely, and it is. The Sneaky Snacker is back. Sagu Wildling. I'll play Axebane Guardian into Overgrown Battlement. Pass the turn. They discard a Fiery Temper to a blood token. My Axebane Guardian is very likely going to die here. They attack for 2 in the air. I'll go to 17. Shield Wall Sentinel. I guess we'll play that. Yes. Grab a Drift of Phantasms. Actually, I should grab another Shield Wall Sentinel, because now I can actually go infinite next turn with the Galvanic Alchemist, and this can just grab, like, Drift of Phantasms. Because you need the Alchemist to make at least 1 mana, and it costs 3 to untap, so you need at least 4 defenders. They play Voldaren Epicure, and now they're going to use the blood token, getting rid of another Sneaky Snacker. They play a mountain, and they swing. Ouch. Another Drift of Phantasms, okay. We'll play the Irachi Leafcaller, and now we'll make a bunch of green. And I think I'm actually supposed to go grab the enchantment here, because with the enchantment, they can't Lightning Bolt to stop me to win. I just have it. I guess they could kill the Irachi Leafcaller. Maybe there was no beating a Lightning Bolt this turn. We'll grab a Freed from the Real, make a blue, and we'll enchant one of the Overgrown Battlements. So if they do Lightning Bolt the Irachi Leafcaller, I can make some blue mana and then still win, I think. Because I can then use Galvanic Alchemist to win. So this actually does beat a Lightning Bolt, assuming that they use it now. They tanked for a long time and then did nothing. So we'll attempt to untap here. Make a bunch more mana. Okay. They're just not really interested in doing anything, it would seem like. We'll transmute the Drift of Phantasms. I'll grab a Scholar of Athreos, and then this should just win. Okay. So it seems like they want me to go through it, not the end of the world. Alright, I've made roughly 70 mana, and now I'm converting a bunch of it into black mana to win using the Scholar of Athreos. And the opponent has conceded the game. Okay. Didn't take that long. So we've taken game number 1 from Burn. We'll bring in the Healer of the Glades and the Tameo Safekeepings. I don't think that this is a third path Savant matchup. We can probably get rid of the Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort. Goodbye to the Tinderwall. I do think Tinderwall is one of the cards you could probably cut from the deck list if there's something you were trying to add in. We'll cut a couple copies of Winding Way, maybe even all of them, and a Shield Wall Sentinel. We'll try this. Game 2 on the draw, we will keep. They have a turn 1 tap land. You love to see it. Axebane Guardian, not a bad draw. We'll play the Cerulean Caretaker and pass. They have a Mountain and a Highway Robbery. Discard Sneaky Snacker, and now it's back on the battlefield. We drew the land, which allows us to accelerate into Wall of Roots, and then use the Cerulean Caretaker for another Cerulean Caretaker, and I believe next turn we can start casting Sagu Wildling. So I have 3 mana between Wall of Roots, my 2 lands. Cerulean Caretaker would be 4. I'm 1 mana short, so if I want to play the Sagu Wildling, I might have to cycle the Generous Ent, but I don't really want to do that. This actually doesn't make much of a difference here. Okay. I'm wondering if I should just try to high roll and draw a mana. Because if I draw a land, I can just slam Sagu Wildling. But I don't want to cycle the Generous Ent. I want to cast it. I'm going to try to high roll. Lead the Stampede. Okay. We'll play it. We'll take 4. Another Sagu Wildling. I like that. We'll use the Wildling to go grab a forest. And now we'll play Healer of the Glade. Back up to 20. Pass. Vampire's Kiss. They swing for 2. I'll go back down to 16. Ouch. Reaping the Graves. We'll play Sagu Wildling. This will bring me back up to 19. Pass. They have land number 3. Fiery Temper discarded to the Blood token, so they can play it for its madness cost now. Kills my Sagu Wildling. And now another Voldaren Epicure. I go to 18. They swing, I'm back down to 16. 3 cards still in their hand. Forest. So now we have the ability to play Generous Ent. Okay. Good luck lightning bolting that. They play Duress. This will discard Reaping the Graves. They play a land, 2 cards left. They use a Blood token and discard Alms of the Vein. That will put me down to 13. No attacks. Another Forest. Let's gain 3. We'll play a Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. And I think I'm going to just grab another Axebane Guardian. Pass. And step they use a Blood token, discarding a land. Alms of the Vein, this will knock me down to 13. Jagged Barrens, I'm at 12. 2 cards still in their hand. Burning Ranger. We'll play the first Axebane Guardian, and then another. Pass the turn. And the opponent just concedes. So the red plan worked. That's great. We still did not beat Kirkland Shaman, though, which is a little disappointing, but I think that's just an inherent weakness of the deck. But it's good to see the large beatdown creature plan working. So we're now 2-2. We're back up to 500 in terms of baseball win percentage. And now let's go see if we can finish this with a positive record by winning match number 5.
Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game.
For some number of marbles, it's match number 5. We're on the draw. Let's go. Finish this with a positive record with Pauper Walls. Looks like we're facing Caw Gates. Okay. Well, they chose green, so maybe not. We'll play Forest into Tinderwall. Pass the turn. This would allow me a turn 2 Axebane Guardian if I would like to do it. The Modern Age. Okay. Gets rid of Azorius Guildgate. I think I'm supposed to try to play the Axebane Guardian right now, but if it gets removed by like Journey to Nowhere, I'm going to feel real dumb. They discarded another land, and now a Brainstorm. Open the gates. Okay, so that explains the green splash. They grab another Azorius Guildgate. So I have a turn here to go undisrupted. The thing is, I just don't think I have the tools I need. So I can play a Shield Wall Sentinel, and that gives me 2 defenders. I just don't think it's enough. Yes. Get Overgrown Battlement, untap the Axebane Guardian, play the Battlement, pass the turn. Oh, I could have attacked. Whoops. In this deck full of walls, sometimes I forget about attacking. So now the Modern Age will become a creature. They have now played a Basilisk Gate. They're taking a really long time on almost every decision. So if this match goes long, who knows? And now they kill the Axebane Guardian. We'll play the Forest, lead the Stampede. That's a 5-er. Love it. Do we get to win now? I think we might be able to. So Battlement taps for 2. Play the Wall of Roots. Use the Wall of Roots. Play the Quirion Ranger. We'll use Ranger to untap the Overgrown Battlement. No, I don't get to win now. I'm a little bit short. So I can make 5 mana here. Or I can make 6 mana. I need 7. I need 8 because I have to play the Leaf Caller. So I'll play the Battlement. Untap the Overgrown Battlement again. Play the Sagu Wildling. Pass the turn. They play another Gate. And they just pass. Okay. We'll play a Forest. Let's try an Irachi Leaf Caller. That resolves. Tap Battlement for 4. Let's play a Sagu Wildling. Go to combat. Attack for 3. I am the beatdown. We'll tap Overgrown Battlement. We'll convert one of it into a blue. We'll play Third Path Savant. The counterspell. So if I untap, I believe these tap for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can make, I mean, I think I could Reaping the Graves here, but it would get blown out by another Thraben Charm. I could also just lead the Stampede again. Maybe that would be better. Pick up all of my forests. Make a couple blue. Transmute Drift of Phantasms. Grab another lead the Stampede. We'll play it floating some mana. This is a draw 4. We'll play another Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes. Grab the Drift of Phantasms. Pass the turn, discard a land. They pay 5 mana for Lorien Revealed. I believe they're dead. Okay, so we'll use Wall of Roots. We'll play Wall of Roots. Make a green. Overgrown Battlement for 7 mana. Winding Way. Creature. And that'll do. And they concede. Nice. Alright, so we've taken game number 1 from Cawgates. We'll likely want the Mearshell Crab. I don't know about anything else here. It's definitely not a Tinderwall matchup. We can get rid of that. I think it's just resubmitting with the Mearshell Crab. Game number 2 on the draw. This has a land, but unfortunately the hand is nothing. So I believe we're supposed to mulligan. This is much better. We'll get rid of the Drift of Phantasms. They play a turn 1 Sea Gate. Pass the turn. Now they play a Heap Gate into a Squadron Hawk. Okay. And step will cycle Generous Ascent. Go grab a forest. Play the land. Play Wall of Roots. And Quirion Ranger. Pass. They play Basic Island, and now they attack for 1, no blocks. We go to 19. Axebane Guardian. Pick up the forest. I think I'm going to try to be sneaky here and play the Winding Way. Having 2 mana open, they might not want to counterspell. Because I think if you tap 3 mana for a Lead the Stampede, it gets counterspelled 100% of the time. Where I'm trying to make them decide if they really want to tap their mana, because I could slam something else afterward. And they do decide to counterspell. Unfortunately, it was a bluff, and I have to pass. Oh, I keep on forgetting to attack. I know my deck is full of creatures. I know how to attack, believe it or not. It's just, this league, something is happening with my brain. My opponent plays an Open the Gates. Sure. They search out a Basilisk Gate. They swing for 1, no blocks. And now another Squadron Hawk. Overgrown Battlement. I'll play the Axebane Guardian. I guess I could have not have used the Wall of Roots. I don't know. Pass. And there's Journey to Nowhere. And a Sacred Cat. They have 3 cards in their hand. They swing for 2. I'll go to 16. I guess we can play 2 Overgrown Battlements this turn. Play the land. And another Overgrown Battlement. Pass. They play an Idyllic Beachfront, which is notably not a gate. So the Basilisk Gate does not benefit from it. They give their bird +4/+4, so they can attack here for a bunch in the air. I'll block the Sacred Cat. I'll take 6 down to 10. The Standard Bearer. Not sure if I can beat this, but maybe. We'll play Lead the Stampede. I am at 10. Actually, I think the Galvanic Alchemist might beat it. I think you can only soul bond with a creature you control. So I think the Alchemist beats the Standard Bearer. Play the Axebane Guardian. And then we'll untap. Oh no, I can't because of the standard bear. Whoops. Alright, we'll use the Wall of Roots again. Play another Axebane Guardian and hope that I'm not dead. Well, actually, I can untap this still. Replay the land and play the Irachi Leaf Caller. We should still do that. Alright, so I guess I'll get in my 1 point of damage. I dare you to block. So we're dead to another Basilisk Gate here. They play a land. They pump. And now they swing for 6. I go to 4. Another Squadron Hawk. Yeah, I should have known the last 2 cards in their hand were Squadron Hawks. We'll begin with... I guess I don't need... Alright, we'll begin with Winding Way. Creature. 3 lands and another Winding Way. Okay. That shows me, I guess. We'll tap Overgrown Battlement for 5. We'll play Lead the Stampede. Actually, no. Let's play Shield Wall Sentinel. Yes, I want to read the Galvanic Alchemist. Untap this creature. Yeah, I think the Alchemist beats it. So let's grab Drift of Phantasms. We'll transmute Drift of Phantasms. Grab the Galvanic Alchemist. We'll play it. Alright, so now I have infinite mana. Untap again. I guess we'll just play Generous End. Sagu Wildling. We'll untap again. Play Lead the Stampede. And now we get to draw our whole deck. So that is how we beat Standard Bearer, and our opponent concedes! Let's go! Alright, we finished with a positive record. In fact, we beat every single deck that did not contain Cart Clan Shaman. How about that? Despite my less than perfect play. 3-2 hero. So, moving forward. 1, I would need to play better, but I also think that most of my misplays probably did not cost me. I don't think I would play the Tinderwall again. I'm actually interested, if possible, getting up to 4 Generous Ent and 4 Sagu Wildlings. I really like the go big, play a big fatty plan. I also really like Wall of Roots because it's a great blocker early that allows you to accelerate on turn 2 into Aquarian Ranger or whatever. If you really wanted to get faster and play this build, I think you would want a 3rd Irachi Leaf Caller since it allows the Overgrown Battlement to be online quicker and win, so that way you don't have to wait on Axebane Guardian. This might be controversial. I think there's a lot of fluff in the deck. Like, I think you could probably get rid of the Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort as well, and just focus on being a value deck with Sagu Wildlings and Generous Ents. So cut the Rubble Fort, cut the Tinder Walls, maybe a 3rd Leaf Caller, but I would definitely play the 4th Sagu Wildling and the 4th Generous Ent. And then you're a deck that can go really big in combo, or you're a deck that just slams large creatures into play. And I know that some of the Walls community might not like that, because they like their more cutesy cards. They like the Rubble Fort and all of these really cool one-ups. I get it. I like doing cool things too, but I'm also in the business of just winning matches, despite my play today saying otherwise. So I would play 4 Sagu Wildling, 4 Generous Ent, and I think I would cut the Rubble Fort and the Tinderwall. If you have any other suggestions on how to improve the deck, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. I hope this video does well. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, keep storming. That was a sweet donation deck. If you're interested in seeing your favorite combo deck here at the Epic Storm, visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where you can submit a deck to be featured here on this channel. And on top of that, if you're a higher member tier of this channel, like a Stormtrooper or a Combo Cabal, you get 50% off or even free. So there's tons of perks. Submit a donation deck today.